Is it going? Yes, it is. Alright. Where was I? Actually, I'll just do. Alright, we're right here. Anyway. Silence falls between us as busily chatting students pass us by. She's fidgeting constantly, her eyes drawn to her rather unremarkable footwear. I take the bridge of my nose and my fingers while I blink my eyes heavily in an attempt to make things seem clear. I'm barely staying awake as it is. Hanako, you want to say something? What is it?
I wanted to give you this.
She holds out a small rectangular piece of paper. I blink again to make out the text. Do barely open eyes, slowly starting to make out what's written. 2 eggs, 1 bread loaf, 1 whole grain cereal, 1 fine. A shopping list? I look upwards, raising an eyebrow.
I usually go shopping with Lily, but I can't come, so...
You want me to run errands for you?
It's okay, you don't want to. I just thought maybe,
She's panicking. I sigh. Yet another battle lost. Though this time by a weakly fought surrender. I smile tiredly and rest a hand on her head to calm her down. It's fine. I was going to go anyway. Just the stuff on this list. She nods, then bows deeply. Twice, as if to make her gratitude perfectly clear.
We were going to meet outside the school gates at 6. Thank you. I was going to get it, but I need to study for the test tomorrow.
Test? Ah, that's right. Science. How are you doing with it? Doing good. She brightens ever so slightly.
I've been spending more time on it than before. I think I can do okay.
Good work then. Oh man. She too starts smiling, and much more earnestly than I at that. I have full confidence that I can do fine in it without any extra studying, but the fact that she putting in the effort of just reading in the library is heartening. I'll grab your stuff and take it to your dorm in the evening. See ya. With a small wave, we part ways. I'll go do my homework before meeting Lily. I should be able to take care of it in time. Wrangling with particularly complicated math problems caused me to be a little bit late for my meeting with Lily. Only a couple minutes, but enough to make me step smartly out onto the courtyard and enter the school gate. I make a right turn and start my way towards the small town below, leaving a few students turning the other way to the bus station. I slip my right hand in my pocket as I walk in the orange sunlight of dusk. Thankfully, the sweltering summer heat has started to die down, making way for a pleasant, cool breeze. When I stretch my right hand high above my head, a familiar figure takes form, cane in her right hand. Ah, Lily. She stops and turns around, swiveling her head slightly to try and work out exactly where the voice came from. Hey, it's me. I quickly catch up to her, coming in beside her and matching her slow pace as we resume walking.
Good afternoon, Hisao.
Hi there. I glance up at the sky. A distinct tinge of orange discolors the clouds, watching the footpath in its light. Long shadows from the trees fall across the wide road down the hill.
So, Hisao, what brings you here?
Just going to grab some groceries. Hanako sent me.
Hanako sent you?
Yeah. Said she needed to study for a test tomorrow. I was going to come down anyway, so I'll just buy her stuff as well. Unspoken is that Lily could use some help to get food, but it's an obvious fact that neither of us need to stay.
It's good to hear she's studying for it.
I thought the same thing when she asked me to come with you. We continue walking down the street, the familiar sound of her cane echoing through the air as we go. Except for the occasional passing car and the leaves whispering in the branches, there's a blissful silence. Thank God I can finally relax for the first time today. I glance over at Lily. That porcelain face of hers never seemed to lack that air of relaxed confidence. I guess the same could be said of her personality too. As she silently walks, her face remained pointed at the street ahead of her. I look ahead and savor the cool air blowing over my face. This is probably the calmest moment I've had since the about phase of my life took so recently. To have it while walking to get some groceries, what a weird life. I feel the crumpled up note rubbing against my hand in my pocket and pull it out to check its contents. Let's hear eggs, bread, cereal, fine, lettuce, shaved ham. That sounds like quite a bit to carry along with your own. Yeah, just how much does this girl eat anyway? My mind suddenly clicks that yes, there actually is a person beside me. Wait, I mean... She laughs wholeheartedly. My, Hisao. Her giggle punctuates her words, though she's making a little effort to suppress them. Quite direct today, aren't we? Hey, you got me there. Still, it is quite a bit. Usually I go shopping with Hanako, so I know what she buys. It's the same thing every week. Huh, she's a good cook? She gives a nervous giggle. It's usually me who ends up cooking. I used to do so for Akira, so it's no problem doing it for Hanako as well. You can cook, but... A short hum of amused emanates from beside me. I wonder if the fact that she seems amused by my comments so often is actually genuine, or rather just from a want to make me feel comfortable in addressing her blindness. There are ways around it. There are ways around it. Some meals are more difficult to cook than others, because of being unable to see what I'm doing, but it usually takes only a little more time. Fingers can double as their useful measurement tools, for example. Makes sense that she'd have to be pretty careful not to hurt herself. I wonder how many times that's happened, given that it sounds like she's cooked alone for possibly years, while Akira worked and her parents are gone. With that, the conversation trails off. Compared to the awkward silence of Hanako, Lily seems genuinely content to say what she thinks and stay quiet when there's nothing to say. The slick board under my feet is bathed with an orange glow, the occasional fallen leaf crouching underfoot as we walk. I let out a deep yawn, my lack of sleep coming back to haunt me. Did you not get much sleep last night? I couldn't sleep at all for the last 2 nights, probably insomnia. Lily's face suddenly becomes worried. I feel like a personal failure every time she gets worried about my well-being. Even if it's genuinely nice to know someone cares. You have insomnia? Aren't you going to see the nurse about it? Nah, no real need. It's happened before a few times. My meds screw over my sleeping occasionally. I'm sorry. Come on, it's not your fault. I'm just like shouldn't have any trouble getting to sleep tonight. You do worry me at times. I worry you? Alright, there's no music at this point. I feel like there would be music. Anyway, reach around and scratch the back of my head. I kind of want to address this. Hey, Lily? I don't mean to sound weird, but please try to forget about my heart condition. She seems kind of lost. I hardly blame her. I guess what I'm trying to get at is, just don't treat me differently because of it. She bows her head slightly, her white cheeks reddening almost imperceptibly. It's only natural to worry about those around you, but it's just nice to know there's someone like that out there. Maybe somewhat embarrassing to say, but it's the truth. Lily takes a breath to regain her composure and manages a gentle smile, though her cheeks remain flushed. Not in this picture, it doesn't. They don't. Anyway. The final downhill walk to the store passes in silence. Welcome! Oh, it was a woman. I suppose I get my stuff first, and Hanako's on the second round. I grab 2 well-worn red baskets from the stack beside the entrance and pass one to Lily. Just as she did before, she lays it on the ground and slides her retracted cane between the basket's handle before picking it up with her right hand. She takes hold of my arm in her own. I'm surprised at just how fast this kind of casual contact became so natural. Mostly due to necessity, no doubt. Shall we? Sure. While we navigate around the store, the odd person occasionally passes pays us no heed at all. It's nice, compared to the stares and whispers around the city. As we reach each aisle, I quickly check with Lily what she needs, grab it along with what I want, putting our items in their respective baskets. It's an odd feeling to be dependent on so much for something so basic as shopping. Hanako would be practically a necessity for her to pick out what she wants, after all. Right, I'm pretty much done with both my stuff and Hanako's. Need anything else, Lily? No, this should be everything. Off we go then. Oh, oddly, there's a queue a mile long. Considering the store's only large enough to warrant one counter, it seems like it'll take a while. Damn. Lily gives an inquisitive look, unable to see the reason for my complaint. The queue is really long, looks like we'll have to wait. How strange. Showing the same mode of resignation, we reluctantly take our place at the end of the line. One push finishes, the line moves up. Another person finishes, the line moves up. By the time we finally reach the head of the line, I'm so close to dozing off that Lily has to gently pat me on the back for me to move up. Hisao? Hisao? Sorry. She gives a short sigh of consternation, then move up, getting the groceries for Hanako and me put into separate bags. Thank you, please come again. By the time we emerge from the store, Lily's holding a single bag while I struggle to carry 4, both hands well and truly full. It's a lot of work, but frankly, the items in them are I don't know if this is where I left off, because my thing wouldn't record before. So anyway. Yeah. Despite the road being empty of cars, the four bags bonding make up for the lack of noise, constantly clunking and squeaking together.
My, Hisao, it's good to find that you're eating well.
I'm a grown guy after all. I need to eat all I can.
Must be nice being a man.
What? Seemingly not noticing or ignoring my surprise at the completely out of left field comment, she continues on without missing a beat. Oh dude, it's my favorite soundtrack. It's one of my favorite raindrops and puddles. Yeah boy, I like this.
Weight doesn't really bother you when eating, most of the time.
I get what you mean. Women tend to worry about stuff like that more than we do, I guess.
Exactly, it makes me somewhat envious, to be honest.
Well, it's not like we can outright ignore it. If an alpha made of nod, we continue on our walk. Huh, that's right.
What is it?
Haruko mentioned your birthday was earlier this year. Do anything special for it? She was a long pause, lost in thought for a few seconds as she recalled the event. Whoops.
Not really, it was just Haruko and me having a little party during the night after school.
Your birthday is supposed to be a big event, you know. Sounds like a pretty lonely way to spend a birthday, just her and Haruko staying overnight. Birthdays always felt like a family occasion for me. They were a time when, in spite of their full-time jobs, both my parents would make an effort to be there for the day or at least for a party beforehand. Dun 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 dun. It reminds me of how Lily mentioned she hadn't seen her family in such a long time, and we even ended up moving away from Akira's house afterwards. But I guess it's the same as situations in mundane as these. Considering her inability to read the packaging, just getting groceries would be a pain without somebody else around. In the end, she just has Haruko and me, and Akira when she's off from work. Be that as it may, she still seems to have many more distant friends among the students, not to mention people like Yuko. It seems to be her own choice that there's such a separation between those who are close to her and those who she only socializes with. It humbles me a little to see how much Lily seems to have her life set up and going just as she wants. Yet Haruko is there for her to celebrate her birthday, and I'm here helping her with shopping. It's kind of weird. It's weird kind of symbiosis, I suppose.
Are you alright, Hisao?
Sorry?
You seem to go very quiet, that's all.
Ah, sorry, I was just thinking.
Oh?
Okay, let's go. Now I've piqued your interest, curiosity. It feels kind of overly personal to talk about. Now, all of this is actually new. I went ahead a little bit up to this part. Yeah. I'm supposed to tell the truth here. Anyway, I don't know if piqued your curiosity. It kind of feels overly personal to talk about though. It was just kind of... I was thinking about how you seem to have everything so sorted out, even with Haruko relying on you. I can admit that even I kind of relied on you when I first transferred in. I think it's a good quality to have. I turned to Lily, surveying her reaction. She's forcing herself to look down and furrowing her brow quite a bit. Her face looks a bit awkward as if she was trying to find just the right words. Lily?
I would thank you, but assuming that I don't rely on the presence of others is too much. You'd be wrong to think that Haruko simply depends on me with nothing in return.
She seems to have a bit of trouble saying it, even though it's largely what I'd thought already. If she tries so hard to maintain her independence, as anyone who'd had to in her position, decided or not, may she find it hard to talk about her own needs. It's only now that I realize an omission in what she says, though. I decided to follow it up largely in jest to avoid getting things too personal. Oh, and what about me? She suddenly runs ahead of me and turns, blocking me off. With a smile, she holds her hands behind her. She leans forward.
You're different.
And with that, she turns back and continues to walk ahead of me, a newfound spring in her step. You goddamn troll. Stop trolling me. And all I can do is raise an eyebrow and give a dazed grin. I don't think I've ever seen this playful and teasing side of her before. So I'm different. It's hard to work out the exact context, but knowing her, this ambiguity was intended. Our relationship has been changing. At the very least, simply because I've begun to stand on my own feet more, started getting more curious about the situation of those around me. As to why, probably a mix of personal curiosity, and I want to try and work out how to deal with my situation. I'm less sure of Lily though. That's why her own statement, so similar to my own feeling towards her, drove me off so much. Watching her make way up the street, keen tapping from left to right, I decided to settle the matter later and just smile. This is a nice side to her, and I don't want to forget it. That was beautiful. And eventually we get to the girls' dormitories. Crap. Both my arms aching from the weight of 2 sets of groceries. Ha! We're finally here. Phew! I bend down and wipe my forehead with the back of my hand. Lily stops in front of her door and sets down her bag, fishing around in her pocket for the key.
Thank you, Hisao. I really appreciate your help.
Ah, this is nothing.
Might be nothing to you, but it's definitely something for me.
And with that, she steps through her door, closing it behind her. I blink. Those are nothing but honest things, but I can't help feeling something different about them. Anyways, I have something else to do if I can mull on that at my leisure. I turn back to the door to Hanako's room, proceed to knock twice in quick succession, the bag still in my hand whistling together. After a couple of seconds, the door slowly opens. If one weren't looking closely, it could be forgiven for thinking it hadn't moved at all. I twist my head aside to try and peer through the tiny silver gap between the door and the doorframe. Hey, Hanako, I've got your stuff.
Ah.
With that, she opens the door, completely making her plain room visible over her shoulder. Sparsely decorated, far even more unremarkable than my room. I hold out my right arm, both bags almost pulling it straight back down with their weight.
Thank you, Hisao. I'm sorry for making you carry them all this way.
It's fine, don't worry, just don't make me do it every day, okay? Pass the bags to her as I give a light-hearted chuckle. After the initial transfer of weight, she manages to take them easily. I'll be off then. Night, Hanako.
Good night. See you in class tomorrow.
With a deep bow, her groceries still held both hands, she steps back and shuts the door. Making my way into my own room, I put one bag into my other hand to balance them out. Even as I do so, I can't get Lillys light-hearted smile on my mind. When I first met her, it wouldn't have been nearly impossible to imagine her like that. Even if we've become closer in the past few weeks since I first got to know both of her and Hanako, the times that I spent with her and each day, a small exchange of happiness we share, those small moments of joy as I get closer to her. I'm far from certain, but I don't think these are just the normal feelings of friendship. Nope, it's love. Once I return to my room, I store away my groceries and begin getting ready for the night. I swap the night school bag. Oh no. Pulling out the yellow envelope Mish gave me early in the process. I got so sidetracked by one thing after another that I couldn't deal with it earlier. Who could have written me, I wonder? It's neatly adorned and it freezes me in my tracks. It's been so long since I've seen her writing. There's little chance that I could have identified it as hers anyway. Yuanako. Why? Should she have written me? I can't think of any good reason for her to do this. I almost didn't open the letter, but there'd be a little point to that. If I just left it alone, its mere existence would gnaw me until I did something about it. I looked down at the piece of paper on my desk, its bright and summery decorations beaming happily. The lettering is in pink jarring brightly with this yellow sunflower border on the card. The handwriting is neat. The characters are being written thoughtfully and with an unusual amount of care. I'd barely give the letters a second thought when it was given to me, but now I can't get its context out of my mind. Well, I like to say that I don't know why she used such an old-fashioned method of communication, considering a phone call or an email would be both much faster and easier. The answer feels obvious enough given the content. A letter leaving a comfortable distance between the sender and recipient. Unlike a phone, it isn't required that you engage in conversation. And unlike email, there's expectations of immediate reply. Statements such, the third year seem to be very anxious about the final exams, and it's so weird to think we're already seniors, isn't it? Or just small talk. Small talk that could have been achieved by simply replying to any of the messages I'd sent her while in hospital. The ending, though, is the true reason she sent this. Last couple of lines added almost as an afterthought. I wonder if we'll meet again. Perhaps it's for the best if we don't. It's a statement that should hurt. Though it's held breakups and nasty stuff, but it feels like this is simply a reaffirmation of what we both already knew instead. It's the preceding text, no more than small talk. It makes me feel most uneasy. I can't figure out why, no matter how long I sit here and look down at this bright and summery piece of paper. If you would like to correspond with me, by all means, write me back. It's plainly obvious that this is not the type of letter to be replied to. In the end, this letter is more than a simple application of responsibility. A final statement to reassure herself that our relationship is over. As such, I find a little problem crunching the letter into a ball, tossing it into the wastebin, ridding myself of its existence. I go to bed with mixed feelings, cheated out with a pleasant even by this truth, and I think I'll manage to see.